What's up, everybody? As you can see, which team I'm rocking with did not go their way today. Now, let's be clear. Today is November 24th, Saturday, 2018. And number 10, Ohio State just beat number 4, Michigan, 62-39. This is the most points the Wolverines have ever gave up in a regulation game in the football program's history, the winningest football program of all time. Now let's sit here. This game was over in the third quarter. I'm not gonna sit here and be pissed about it, but I just knew what it was. Now the dramatics were over at the beginning of this game. It is despicable what this team has done, this performance that they decided to come out and play today. Despicable. You have the #1 defense in the nation. You allow the fewest pass yards per game. But guess what Ohio State does? They put up 567 yards of offense with Dwayne Haskins throwing for 5 touchdowns. Now, definitely much respect to Ohio State University. They came out and whooped our ass, came out and played hard. Michigan quit. They dropped. Devin Bush got hurt late in the game. Zach Gentry was dropping the ball. It was just a debacle performance by this Michigan Wolverines football team. Ohio State just came out and straight up whooped their ass. This was a rivalry game, and you didn't come out and play with no intensity, nothing. Ohio State came out and laid the wood on you early and often, and they did it, especially in the third quarter with that block punt. Definitely knew it was over. The problem is Michigan's offense is 1982 styles offense. It's grind them out, grind them out, grind them out. But guess what Ohio State does? Pushes the ball down the field. Now, see, Michigan plays this zone, or not this zone, but this man-to-man defense. And guess what Ohio State decided to do? Run crossing routes, which picks the linebackers and creates open space. And they did nothing but take advantage after play after play after play. At some point, I begin to think it's somewhat of a mental thing because Michigan has just as good as player as Ohio State does, but they cannot beat these boys. And like I kept telling everybody, there's no way in hell Michigan should have been a 4.5-point favorite going into Columbus. What have they proved in the recent history of this series? Nothing. So guess what happens? Urban Meyer's an underdog, and guess what happens? They come out and lay the wood and whoop Michigan's ass. Michigan needed this. They deserve it. They deserve nothing handed to them. Now, like I said before the season, I'm hard on Harbaugh. I'm a critic of Michigan. When they do good, they do good. But I still don't see nothing. At the end of the day, guess what happens? You can't win a big game when it's important. Now, guess what? The 2 biggest games of the 2018 season, guess what? You lose. I know they're both on the road, but still, there's no excuses because they keep giving Harbaugh excuses, and he's supposed to be the Messiah. No, I'm a Michigan fan, and it's not going to happen. Let's make that clear and simple. You lose on the road early in the season to Notre Dame, and I hear all these stupid Michigan fans saying how good Notre Dame is. And guess what? Notre Dame's undefeated, and they got a chance if they win tonight at USC to get to the college football playoff. And guess what? Brian Kelly's winning big games. He's not losing big games. You lose to them on the road, you go ahead and win out. Hey, I want to start this revenge tour 2018. Congratulations to Chase Winovich and the defense who they beat the teams they lost to last year. Guess what? They beat an undermanned Wisconsin team who were terrible. As you can see, they're 7-4 right now, playing to try to get their 8th win today against Minnesota. You play Michigan State. Guess what? They have no type of offense whatsoever, and their defense held them to 21 points. They struggled in that game, and that game was close all the way into the fourth quarter. And then Michigan State's best receiver, Felton Davis, ended up getting hurt. So I wasn't impressed. Then you go and beat a Penn State team at home. But guess what? A hurt McSorley is not going to get it done. He had a knee brace on. So, and no Saquon Barkley, no explosiveness from Penn State's offense. And guess what happens? Then you beat SMU at home, and you beat Northwestern barely, over down 17 points. And then guess what happens? You go into the shoot and you get your ass whipped. And I am not happy about it, but I'm not going to sit here and be pissed off about it because I've invested too much emotion to this team. I'm going to sit here and be a real hard critic and a fan. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not surprised this happened. I mean, if they would have won, I would have been happy, but I'm not surprised this happened. What I'm pissed about is the fact that you didn't come out and play with no execution, no passion. They just laid the wood on you, and they made you look like a pile of garbage. So guess what? At the end of the day, this season is a failure. I don't care if they go to the Rose Bowl, which they probably will go and play Washington or Washington State, which I could care less about it at this point in time because it doesn't mean anything. You're not playing for anything. You're not playing for a college football title, national championship. It doesn't matter. How many times are we going to keep giving Harbaugh these excuses? And how many times is the national media going to keep saying Harbaugh is great and this and that? Can't get it done when it matters. He's got his players in recruiting. No excuses. Guess what? Urban Meyer has never lost to Michigan ever since he's been the head coach. And now Jim Harbaugh goes 0-4 against Ohio State. Enough, enough, enough. I've had enough. Nah, I'm not going to invest any more emotion to this team. I love them, but I just can't deal with it anymore. At least the dramatics was over from the start of this game. Now, let's get this straight. Since the year 2000, Michigan has only won 3 times in this rivalry. That is the year 2000, that is 2003, and that is 2011. Every other year, they have lost. At one point, it doesn't become mental. It doesn't matter at this point anymore. It does not matter. Urban Meyer has not lost as an underdog, and he keeps dominating. His will be the reason why. And at this point, I'm here to tell you that this isn't a rivalry anymore. This isn't. This is one-sided. So what point do we stop saying this is the big game anymore? Because it doesn't matter. Michigan can't win at all against them. And I'm tired of that narrative that every year is going to be different. Show me something. I'm tired. I don't want to hear it anymore. I want to see action on the field. They need to change the offense up. The defense got picked apart against a more explosive. The corners couldn't keep up. Brandon Watson was getting peeled. It was getting burnt all day, and they were picking on him. And Michigan couldn't make any adjustments because they can't play any zone. Just man-to-man defense. And once you get beat, that's it. Ohio State showed the toughness and the fortitude, and therefore they deserve this win. And until something changes on the field or whatever, I don't know what Michigan can do. But I'll tell you what, they need to change this offense, and it needs to get more updated. It needs to get spread concepts. Need to let them throw the football down the field and stop running in I formation. Play after play after play is just grind you down. But guess what? When you get behind, you don't have any explosiveness to make any type of comeback. I am just disgusted. If Nick Saban can change his habits of making plays and change his offense to where it's suitable to we can have some high-powered offense, I would love it. Now, I would love to see what they can do. Oklahoma's doing it. If Alabama can do it, all the great teams. You have to make adjustments at this point. Now, Harbaugh's not a great coach in my opinion anymore. He hasn't been since he's been here. He hasn't proven nothing. He hasn't won in Michigan. Nothing. Tired of this overhype. They're overrated, period. I love this program. I love this football team. But something has to change. I am done with this narrative, and I am sick of it. It is not worth the point to have any emotion, invested energy. I know I'm upset at this game, but I'm just keeping it real. So anybody wants to be pissed off at me or say anything, you got any issues, we could talk about it because I'm just giving you the real. There's no bias. I'm just telling the truth because something needs to change in this program. Something needs to be done because you can't win big games when it matters at the end of the day. And now guess what? We're going to sit back and talk about another lost season and can Harbaugh coach and this and that and the third. But it doesn't matter at this point. Only time will tell. 2019 is coming. But again, like I said, I have no faith, and sorry for me for believing in my team that they could actually win a game. But hey, guess what? Now they're gonna have to prove action to me instead of talking because I'm tired of it. It's done. Prove it on the field. Win on the field. Get results done, and then we can talk about it. But if you got any questions, comments, or concerns, come holler at me. And also follow me on Twitter. Once again, that's Keeping the Score. That is KeepingTheScore. Keeping the Score. Anybody got anything they want to say? Holla at me. You know where I'm at. Thanks. I'm out.